welcome to my kitchen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect hard-boiled eggs. So these eggs are no longer runny in the middle, but they also don't have that green line that develops around the yolk when they are overcooked. If you are super particular about your eggs and you cook them a certain way, please don't be shy and leave a comment. I'm always curious about how other people do things, and I would love to hear from you. The first thing I do, because I buy washed eggs from the grocery store, is I take them out of the fridge and I put them on the counter. They will start to come to room temperature as I boil the water. The next thing I do is I boil the water in a saucepan of about this size. I fill it around halfway with water from the tap and I bring that to a boil while the eggs are sitting on the countertop and starting to come to room temperature, although they never actually get there because the water boils in about 10 minutes. When the water is boiling, I will slowly lower the eggs into the water. I have a spoon that looks like this, so it's very easy to just put the egg in and gently lower it into the water. I try not to drop them in because if there's any sort of hairline crack or anything like that, all of the egg will start to ooze out. Once I lower the eggs into the water one by one, very gently, I go ahead and I turn that burner off. I'll leave the pot on that burner so there is some residual heat coming off of the range, but I've turned off that burner and I'll put the lid on top of the pot. Essentially, the eggs are now sitting in a pot of freshly boiled water and they'll stay like that, covered on that burner with the heat off for 10 minutes. So I found that this is the perfect amount of time for me, but if the eggs aren't quite to your liking, either you like them a little more hard-boiled or perhaps you want them a little less hard-boiled, you can add or subtract a minute and just experiment with what works for you. When the 10 minutes is up, I will remove all of the water from the pot and the water will still be hot and steaming. Then I replace that water with cold water from the tap so I can shock the eggs and stop the cooking process. And then I just leave the eggs until I'm ready to use them, which is right now. So I am going to go ahead and crack one open and see what it looks like. Hopefully it will be perfectly cooked. Otherwise I'm gonna have to re-record this video. So let's go ahead and crack this open. And a tip that I'd like to share when you are peeling eggs is that older eggs peel easier than fresh eggs. Fresh eggs, the shell sticks to the egg itself. So if you have a choice, if you have eggs with different expiry dates in your fridge, always use the older eggs, the eggs that expire sooner, for hard-boiled eggs. And for scrambled eggs, you'll want to use eggs that are fresher because they scramble much better. They stay in chunks more and they don't crumble up like older eggs do. So again, fresh eggs for scrambling, old eggs for hard-boiled. And as you can see, it's peeling very easily. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, this whole shell came off. And I like to rinse the egg off in case there are any little bits of shell still stuck on the surface. Got a tiny plate here. I'm gonna slice it in half. Oh yay. This is exactly how I like my hard-boiled eggs. So as you can see, the inside is still, it's not runny, but it's still got like some darkness to it where it'll be like really creamy and delicious. It will have that yolk flavor without being chalky. And of course, because it is cooked perfectly, it doesn't have that green line around the yolk when eggs are overcooked. So this is the ideal egg for me. I know some people might want the inside a little bit more cooked, and in that case I would suggest doing 11 minutes. And it also depends on how many eggs you have in the water because the water will be a little bit hotter if you have fewer eggs. I found for myself that 10 minutes is the sweet spot for this size of pot, this amount of water, and 6 to 8 eggs, but you may need to adjust the timing by a minute, give or take. That is going to be it for how I make my perfect hard-boiled eggs. I'm so excited to eat now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with another video. Until then, please take care, and bye for now.